Revelation 11, verse 14. The second woe is past, and behold, the third woe cometh quickly. Call Allah Yahweh, by Hashem Yahushua, by Hashem Rakakadash. Double honors to the elders and the apostles of Great Millstone who rule well and teach well. Shalom to the whole like men that scattered abroad, pushing this truth without sincerity throughout the four corners of the earth. And also shalom to a very few sincere sisters, right, that's taking heed and getting in order in these last days. Right, me, brother, I'm one coming to the quick video along with edifying. And just blowing the trumpet about, it really reminds me of the book of Matthew 24. Don't let a man deceive you. Many shall come in my name, saying I'm Hamashiach, right? And he's gonna deceive many people, right? Because a lot of people are gonna go back to sleep with this quote right here being said by DJ Trump. It said we're not going to have a World War III. If we're smart, there will never be a World War III, right? And hey, what the white folk be saying? New flash, buddy. It will be, right? That's scriptures, right? That's prophecy. It's so many scriptures that ties into this. How should I come back and fight somebody? What it said, they all gonna be at war with each other. Then what, 213? Then when he comes, right, they're gonna go from fighting each other to trying to fight Yahweh Shai. That just one scripture alongside with many others. But just bringing out the point that it's not about what Trump wants, but what the Lord wants, man. Right? Because right here, when I had started off, Revelation 11 and 14, the second woe is past, and behold, the third woe come up quickly. And I think in Revelation 9, if I'm mistaken, talks about the first two woes. And World War I and World War II is documented. Right, but here you have it in the book of Revelation, chapter 11 and 14. It said the second woe was past, and behold, the third woe come up quickly. Right, so there means it's another world war that's coming to pass, man. Right, and with him saying this statement, like as if they're going to be some type of peace, it's not. Matter of fact, I ain't brought that out in a minute, but let's go to that. This first is just. I think it's 5 and 3. 1 Thessalonians 5 and 3. Yeah. And we'll start from the top. Right? And let's read inside the NLT. Now, concerning how and when all this will happen, dear brothers and sisters, we don't really need to write to you. For you know quite well that the day of the Lord's return will come unexpectedly like a thief in the night. Right? And because we're paying attention, we're on point, we're at our post. We're watching to see what's going on. That's why he said he don't really have to write to us, but he will. Verse 3. When people are saying everything is peaceful and secure, then disaster will fall on them as suddenly as a pregnant woman's labor pains begin, and there will be no escape. Right? And that's just like a woman finna go into labor. She start dilating, man, right? She starts feeling them kicks getting a little harder. She's like, oh shit, here we go. And that's how it's going to be, man, with this WW3, which will happen, and it's a bunch more scriptures that I can grab, but I'm just probably grab one more, but it says, and I love the way it states in the KJV, for when they shall say peace and safety, right, because that's what he's trying to come into, talking about if we're smart, pretty much they gotta have to come to a lot of agreements. Right, and these other nations are tired of trying to come to agreement. They're ready to blow America off the map, which will happen. Matter of fact, I had quoted it earlier. Just to line back up the book of 1 Thessalonians. Right, and this right here is the disciples talking to Lord Yahweh, saying when will be the end, because the WW3 is what's going to close out this chapter of Esau's rulership, man. Right? We can hit straight. Start at 5. Right? It says, for many shall come in my name, saying I am Hamashiach, and shall deceive many. Right? And that is Trump. That's the Edomite spirit, man. They think that they're in the seat of the Lord. Right? They think that they are the Lord. Saying, pretty much trying to, how can you say, put people inside of a spirit of everything will be okay, that peace and safety. You know what I'm saying? If we're smart enough, there won't be no WW3. No, man, that's prophecy, man, right? These nukes has to fly, right? The book of Joel, the second chapter, 2nd Edge 13, 2nd Edge 16. You know, these what it says, these archers going to be shot from a far country. You know, this is inevitable to happen, man. This is supposed to happen. You know, like the elder Nabah, right, out of Memphis, right? Yahweh Shemeshai Barakatah. Right, to you, I know he was going into it earlier on the live stream about how he got the spirit of Daniel 7:25. You know, matter of fact, just for edification's sake, so you can see it, if you have not seen his video. Right, it's this Daniel 7 verse 25, and he shall speak great words against the Most High, right? Saying pretty much telling Yahweh, right, by Shem Yahweh, hey, his words gonna come is gonna come back to him void, right? Those are the great words he's speaking. It won't be a World War III, no, man, right? Because in the end of the day, and that's how proud the devil is. He think that his rulership is gonna stand forever. You know, matter of fact, I forgot what scripture that is. It shall stand forever. Matter of fact, let me go to that right quick. He shall build and I shall throw down. Is it Micah? He shall build and I shall throw down. I can't even remember what chapter it was. I'm tripping. I just Google it right quick. He shall. Salaki, I'm supposed to know that. Malachi wanted. That's what it was. I went to Micah wanted for it. Malachi wanted for it. It looked just like Malachi. Going too fast. Right, but it's Malachi 1 verse 4, right? And call out Yahweh Shemel Shah. I'll at least able to paraphrase it. Whereas Edom saith, we are impoverished, but we will return and build the desolate places. Thus saith the Lord of hosts, they shall build, but I will throw down, and they shall call themselves the border of wickedness, and the people against whom the Lord have indignation forever. Right, and it's just to go into that small little point where it says that they shall build, but I will throw down. Right, and they're going to throw it down with what? Through thermonuclear missiles, right? The intercontinental ballistic missiles, right? The Lord's put the spirit on all these nations to what? Have, like the elder was saying, that have nuclear capability. Right, this what the scripture said. Let the weak say I'm strong. Right, you having a small nation that don't really have that much firepower. Hey, they getting loaded up. Right, cause this is the big event. This is the big 4th of July. You know, this is that last at the end of the night from doing all the fireworks. You know, you say about that last one, the ones that want to end it all off. Right, hey, this is what America's going to be like, man. You know, a little when we get to watch it from the sea of glass, right, which will be those chariots. Well, let me go back to the book of Daniel 7:25. It says, and he shall speak great words against the Most High and shall wear out the saints of the Most High. And we going through that for sure. We tired, coach. It says, and shall wear out the saints of the Most High and think to change times and laws. And they shall be given into his hand until a time and times and the dividing of a time. And dividing of time, so like it, right? And it's going to a 350 year. But the main point was in the beginning, and he shall speak great words against the Lord, right? So from there, I'm gonna close out with this right here in the book of Isaiah. You know, and like I said, it's a lot more things that you can go into this, just to cut his statement up into pieces. But I'm slow when I can just keep it brief. So yeah, man, Trump done bumped his goddamn head. But that's the wicked though. That's the wicked. He's that pride, right? That's how prideful he is. I'm gonna read verses 9 and 10. Nah, through 11, I'm tripping. Yeah. So this is Isaiah 55, verse 9. Now verse 10. Salakia. For as the rain cometh down and the snow from heaven, and returneth not thither, but watereth the earth, and maketh it bring forth and bud, that it may give seed to the sower and bread to the eater, right? A process is being made, you know. So shall my word be that go forth out of my mouth. It shall not return unto me void, but it shall accomplish that which I please, and it shall prosper in the thing whereto I sent it. Right? So the Lord is clearly telling you, right? These prophecies, these revelations that he been told us about, it's going to happen, right? Same with how, you know, water goes from the heavens, it comes down to the grass, right? Waters the grass, goes into the soil, you know, grows out the, you know, let's say a garden, you know, got the fresh tomatoes, you know, the whole thing. So the Lord is pretty much, you know, comparing it to the prophecies, right? And let alone a WW3, right? It won't come back to the Lord's desk like, yeah, we did all other prophecies, but we couldn't do World War III. No, because the Lord's coming in the midst of WW3 to come get busy on these devils, man. Right? It said come to take many crowns, you know? And it says, so shall my word be that goeth forth out of my mouth. It shall not return unto me void, right? It didn't happen. No, it's going to happen, right? Scripture said, for the vision is yet for an appointed time, but at the end it shall speak and not lie. Though it tarry, wait for it, because it will surely come, it will not tarry, right? The book of Habakkuk 2 and 3, right? So just something quick I want to quickly go into, you know, and this props to WW3. Matter of fact, I got one more Salakia. Because the Lord has missiles. This is a part of the Lord's army, right? This is the book of Isaiah 64 and 16. Behold, I have created the smith that bloweth the coals in the fire, and that bringeth forth an instrument for his work. Right? Talking about those ICBMs, man. And I have created the waster to destroy, right? You have scientists, right? Blacksmithmen, right? Who create these weapons, right? These rockets, these nukes, bomb, whatever you want to call them. All right, all of these capability of put a hole in something, you know, a city, knock a city off the map. Right? Men created these things because it's for what the Lord's army, man. Right? Definitely go check out the book of Joel, chapter 2. You know, starting from the top, and you'll read all the way down into it. Right? How they're not gonna break their ranks. That's prophecy. It will happen. Babylon has to be destroyed. Right? So I'm gonna close out. Lord willing, this lesson was edifying and to the point. I'm gonna give out honor, glory, and praises to Yahweh Shem, Yahweh Shabbat, Shem, Kwakadash. Shalom.